everyone, I'm going to show you how to set up the Westcott FJ400ii. So this comes with the reflector attached in the box. I'm actually going to take that off when using the 7-foot umbrella with it. Lindsay's going to come back here and help me put the diffusion fabric on this umbrella. Let me pop this guy on here real quick first. Okay. And then I'm going to remove the reflector. So this little trigger right here, if you pull it back and then just twist the reflector gently and pull that off. All right, Linz, you want to help me? This is just way easier to do with 2 people than have you guys watch me struggle with it. So we're using the 7-foot umbrella from Westcott with the white on the inside. And make sure you get the diffusion fabric with that. Okay, once you've got that guy on there, there is a little hole right here. I don't know if you can see it from that far away, but there's a little hole right here at the bottom of the unit. And I'm going to try to shove this pole right through there. Ooh, nice, got it on the first try. Okay. And then I'm gonna bring this up over the unit. You can also you can leave the reflector on too. It's just a matter of preference. I kind of like. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it's fine. The reflector on or off, just a matter of preference. I like to have it off because I get a little bit more spread on the light that way. Okay. He's on there. Okay, now we need to attach the battery. So one of my favorite things about this light, you don't have to deal with a cord, tripping over a cord, rolling over a cord if you have a light stand with wheels. It's so amazing. And this battery lasts like a pretty long time. Like I never have to charge it in the middle of my session. So some of my newborn sessions go like 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and it's like good to go for that long. So we're just going to pop it on the back here. Helps if it's not upside down. There we go. It goes on pretty slick. Okay, so on your battery, there's a check battery button. And if you hit that, you can see how full your battery is. This right here is the little opening for the charger when you need that. And let's turn this guy on. So power button and then tap to power on. So this is a touch screen. That's one thing that's majorly different from the original FJ400. That's really cool. So here we're on menu 1, and this is going to show you your mode, which I have it in manual. I like to have my light in manual. I like to choose how many, what the power is and all that. So channel, I set it to channel 8, just because that's what I have the rest of my triggers and everything set to. It's a good idea to have it set to something other than channel 1 because you don't want to have any like interference issues. This is the group settings, and I'll change this later when I get the rest of my lights set up for whatever setup I want to do. But you can change it from A to U. So you can have that many lights going on at once if you want. So basically this is like if you have a 4-light setup, you can have A, B, C, and D, and you can change the different settings on each of their lights from your trigger. Anyway, so we'll kind of get into that later on, but if you're just using one, you can have it set to group A, and that's probably the easiest one to have it set to. And then we'll go to menu 2, and you have your sync settings, which it is set to front curtain. This is probably what either front curtain or rear curtain are probably what most people are going to do in their studios. If you have a dark space and you don't need to cancel out any ambient light, you'll want to have it set to one of these. It's very bright in my studio, so I typically have mine set to high speed sync, but for the purposes of just setting typical settings, we're gonna show this today. And then modeling lamp, it is off right now. You can turn it on and just slide the power here. It gets very bright, up to 9. I actually usually have mine set to like 2, and I feel like that's plenty bright. You can also just have it set to auto. I like to have it around 2. You can also change the color temperature, and this is something that's different about this light from the original FJ400, and this is really cool. So if you prefer the modeling lamp to be like warmer, you can have it totally warm. I don't know how well that comes across in the video here, but warmer and all the way cool. It's almost blue. I kind of like to have mine set like right around there, warm-ish white. I don't know. So, and you can also use these buttons too. If you don't want to slide it, you can do that. And menu 3, we have masking settings, which we won't get into today. That's not going to be relevant for most people unless you have like a bunch of lights, and we can maybe do a video on that in the future, but that's mostly not something that you're going to need to worry about. So this is the FJX3M trigger, and to turn it on, we're just going to hold down the power button. Sorry if there's a little bit of a glare on the video. Okay, so A, B, C, and D, those are your different groups, and we're just going to worry about setting the settings for group A right now. So to go up and down, you just use these little D-pad arrows here, and hit the middle button to go over to your power, and we're gonna lower that. Typically for baby photography, you're gonna want it pretty low, and you know, unless you're shooting with high-speed sync, which we're not right now. So you can lower that, you can hold it down too, and it'll lower it faster, but that goes all the way down to 1 watt-second, which is one of the super awesome things about the FJ400 is you can lower the power super low and get more wide open shots and get less light in if you want. So that's like the main settings that you want to worry about with this.
Probably wouldn't have it at 1 for
yeah. You wouldn't have it at 1 probably, but maybe like
2.
Yeah,
2-ish.
2. But you could if you wanted.
You could if you wanted to.
Yes. Anyway, you have your battery indicator up here, your camera brand type. I'm shooting, with the Canon. To change where it says Canon, if you don't shoot with the Canon, you can hold down on menu, and here's where your camera settings are. Just hit the middle button here, and then scroll over to find the camera that scroll down, sorry, to find the camera that you shoot with. But we shoot Canon, so we're gonna leave it on that. And then go back, and to change channel, because we changed that FJ400 to channel 8, just press this button here. And that highlights the channel number, and then scroll up on the D-pad until it gets to channel 8, 8 is what we had that set to. Another setting that I like to be able to mess with from here is having the modeling lamp on or off, and that's just the right side of this little D-pad. I don't know if it's called the D-pad, I'm just calling it that because that's what it's called in like video gaming, but so we're gonna turn that on, off from there, you can mess with that. Also, I hate the beep sound, so this little guy right here, that tells you that the beep is on. I hate it. So that's on the left side of this little circle. So just turning that off, on and off. I always have it off because I don't like it. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's how you set up your FJ400 II. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will include the links to everything we're using here in the description. Bye-bye.